What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. We are going to do an Adventures in Intellivision Reddit video today. I tried to do this yesterday with my live stream and my ADD kicked in. Enjoyed the conversation with the chat a little too much and got very easily distracted. So while I did touch on it, I didn't go nearly as deep as I wanted to. So I'm going to do this one offline so I can actually dive into some details about some of the interesting tidbits that came out of, well, not just John Alvarado and Amico Forever, but Reddit in general. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell for notifications so you do not miss an upload. And the like button. I'd appreciate that. And without further ado, let's get right into this. Interesting tidbits from John Alvarado in the Amico Forever stream. John Alvarado, for those that don't know, the CTO, Chief Technology Officer at Intellivision, working on the Amico right now, did the unboxing video in gigantic quotes the other day that brought up more questions than answers. So he tried to handle some of those questions in my stream. If you'd like to see that, I have a video on my channel about it. He then went on to Amico Forever and answered some more questions. It wasn't nearly as intense, but he did offer up a lot of information, like, without people asking too, and thought that was interesting. This post from Gatoru's is fantastic, so shout out to Gatoru's for putting this all together. Hadn't seen some of these discussed yet, but shed some light on the odd unboxing video. John realizes it wasn't actually an unboxing. They wanted to show people they were still alive. He's paraphrasing here. So showed some stuff that was convenient, quotes, to show, and realized they hadn't shown the box yet. That's fine, but I think characterizing it as an unboxing in the video was very disingenuous, which I would agree with. And on my stream yesterday, I kind of dove into more detail when I covered Chris, the Atari Creeps video, who was trying to defend the unboxing, where he thought it was funny that people were criticizing it because this company put something together and couldn't understand why people were questioning any of it. So it's fascinating to see the opposite sides of the fence and how people can look at the same situation completely differently. And the Amico is kind of exposing that from the gaming community at large here. Said that Han's partners in Europe wanted to see that the localization was working now. This, and the Eurobox being sent over for them to see, made me wonder if one of the biggest reasons for this video was to settle down retailers, distributors, Koch, who may be getting jitters over there and threatening to cancel their deals, which would be a huge blow to a potential acquisition. They would be the parties most concerned about localization and the retail box. That's a fantastic point and angle, because from my perspective, watching that unboxing video, I was just left wondering, what was the point of this? Like, why? Some people were saying it was in response to my video I made the night before, where I called out a GameStop employee said that these were in stock in the warehouse, and I'm like, there's no way that's possible. And then, wouldn't you know it, the next day we have an unboxing video. Funny how that works. When I saw the unboxing video come through my feed, my initial reaction was, holy crap, I'm going to be eating some crow here. I can't believe it. They really did it. They really got these manufactured, put together, and they're at the stores right now. This is crazy in a good way for Intellivision. I still hold true to the I want this to be successful mantra, but the closer I look at this and the more critical I get, it's harder and harder to do. So when I saw that come through initially, I was just like, all right, here we go. So I loaded it up and watched it before I live streamed it, just to make sure I could understand what was actually transpiring. And I was like, okay, this is not an unboxing. You can't call it an unboxing, especially coming from the corporation itself. It's so unprofessional to say you are doing an unboxing of your product and then basically lie. It's not an unboxing. It's a faux unboxing. It's a fake. Like, it's a fraudulent unboxing video. It's not from the retail shelves, which is assumed. And you all know that's an assumed thing. When you do an unboxing video, especially when it's from the company, one would assume, and I think that's very fair to assume this, that is an unboxing of a retail unit that they're sharing with their customers to let them know what they can expect when they go to buy this at the store. That's not what this unboxing video was. So interesting take that it could be potentially to calm down the jitters and threats of canceled deals and be a huge blow to a potential acquisition. It's a more logical angle than anything else I could think of. So very fair, very fair. Said that the boot up process takes a while, so they cut it out of the video. That's misleading. That's absolutely misleading. At least John, and props to John Alvarado for being honest afterwards about this, but in the moment, it's extremely misleading. When the customer is watching an unboxing video, they assume it's the first time the console is getting booted up, and they assume that's what it's going to be like when they buy their retail unit. So it's very misleading to someone who could be putting a pre-order in based off of watching this video, when in fact it's deceiving them intentionally to make it seem like it's way better than it actually is, just to sell stuff. I'm not cool with that. That's slimy. That's slimy. That's on brand with the way Intellivision's been. And like I said, I appreciate John for being honest about this, but just the fact that that happened in the first place is not okay. Confirmed the device under the table was an HDMI splitter to record the laptop. That was my first... Yeah, I didn't have any concerns about that. People were making a huge deal about the HDMI not going straight to the TV when I live streamed it. And I was like, they're recording the footage through an Elgato or whatever. Like, that's how you record the footage. It was super unprofessional to have that in the cut, but I didn't think anything nefarious was going on. And obviously, my background with actually playing this thing previously, I knew that it was playing from the machine. That was never my concern. My concern's always been what the hell is inside that machine, and how do we know what's in that machine is going into the retail units. That's a gigantic concern. Going back to the initial unboxing reaction to why this is fraudulent. What you unboxed is not the retail unit. You can say everything's the same, but you don't have the retail unit to prove that. And we don't know how the games are running on it, so you can't say all that. It's literally fraudulent to imply things that are not true until they actually are. Intellivision has a history of doing this, like making promises they can't keep and unfulfilling dreams that they just keep spouting off just to keep people hooked. And some people keep falling for it. I'm trying my best to be unbiased now and let people know that it ain't cool, but, I mean, you can lead a horse to water. Said the NFC works in a sense that it scans RFID cards, but then said that it is not worth anything if it can't talk to the backend to validate. Which sounds like an admission that the backend still doesn't work correctly. I'd agree with that. Likewise, he said the purchase mechanism works in the store, but I wonder if similar issues preventing the complete download activation of the game from the server. Is that why he hit back instead of showing it? Potentially. It's almost like all the bits work in isolation, but not in an end-to-end manner. I would agree with most of that. I still have some serious questions about the back end. He said they hope to show the entire process in a future video, but wouldn't say when. Side note, Tommy's demonstration in December was clearly just a local prototype with 0000 credit cards. Remember the SEC filing stated the backend, store, OS, and firmware all still needed work. Which is ironic because I was under the impression, based off the things that were told to me, that those were all set to go and they're ready to mass produce these like a year ago. Not exaggerating. And the fact that there's still a slew of games not finished when this was supposedly supposed to launch like a year and a half or more than a year and a half ago, the initial launch date, it really calls into question what the hell they were going to launch. It's either one of two things. They're intentionally fraudulent and knowingly deceiving their customers, which I'm starting to more and more think that's what they're doing, or two, they're just complete morons that have no idea what it takes to complete a video game console, which was my initial thought. But the more I'm reading into this and seeing this stuff, I'm just like, it just kind of feels like they're intentionally deceiving to sucker money out of people. And it worked on me. Was asked if all launch games are complete. Here's about the launch games. His response was telling. He said the games they have shown are fully playable. However, not all of them have been through the final QA and Gold Master process, which I kept saying is what is needed before you can say a game is complete. Since a lot of dev/fixing is often required coming out of that, he said some have gone into that phase, some are in that phase now, but some haven't even started it. Funny part was, Retro Bro was on the stream. I wonder if the penny dropped that Tommy was lying to him when he told him 27 games were complete. Yeah. They clearly lied. Tommy clearly lied about how many games were complete. I believe Nick Richards clarified it to be 15 in the Start Engine comment area in a response to someone, which we all were like, okay, well, somebody's lying over there, and we have to assume it's Tommy on brand, but we don't know for sure. But now, based off of what we've seen, which is all I can comment on, because I distanced myself from direct contact with this company because all they did was lie to me the whole way through. Now I'm looking at it objectively, and I'm like, who do we believe? Why do we believe anyone or anything that you're saying here? That's why I have some gigantic concerns about this company in its current state. And I think that's fair. Later, he was asked if at least all the Backend games were complete, and he refused to answer this. He pointed back to his previous answer. That was a yikes moment for me. Yikes! That is a yikes moment for me too. How do you do an unboxing video and not have the games that are packed into it complete yet? Putting the cart before the horse. Said they won't be showing the internals of the console. That's quite convenient and extremely concerning, because why can't you show the internals of the retail ready console, but yet you're doing an unboxing? That's like red flag city. You run the other direction from a company that does stuff like this. Said they have realized having gears for all the non-game icons is bad and will likely change it. That's interesting, because on my stream, I said it's bad, and John said, yeah, I thought it was bad too, but people above me said they liked it for simplicity's sake to keep it all the same. I'm like, no, that's more confusing, and he said he agreed with me. So I think the feedback we gave him there might have helped him with the situation to be a little bit more focused when he talks to his higher-ups about what they need to do with all of this. Said they had one more deep dive video recorded with Tommy, but the audio had problems, and due to his issues never got back to fixing it or record anymore. I believe that. I do believe that. But what is a deep dive video? What's it matter if you can't complete the games and make them gold ready to ship? So you can deep dive all you want, but I don't even care. I don't even care about deep dives anymore. We're way past deep dive. We were getting deep dives a year ago, and we still don't have a game console. Cart before the horse. Again. Now here's a big one for me. The happy birthday feature was never really done and has been dropped for now. Edit to clarify, I should have worded this as was never completed and has never been dropped as a launch feature. He said he would like to do it sometime in the future though, along with other things they had planned but couldn't make it in. Remember the birthday feature when Tommy was, I don't know whose chat it was one of his infinite interviews he had with YouTubers, and he just randomly blurted out like, and we're going to do this birthday feature, and you're going to set your birthday, and every year it's your birthday, you're going to get a free game, and it's going to be awesome, and it's just, we want to make it really special. And I genuinely don't think Tommy had nefarious intentions when he said that, but I think that's proof of more of Tommy just being an idiot when it comes to this. Like, he speaks before he thinks. He says things that you shouldn't make promises of if you haven't spoken to the devs and the business partners to make sure that it's actually something you can do. So, it's one of those things. He definitely said it. If I get called out on this, I'll research to find it, but I know I heard it. I know I heard it with my own ears because I remember making a note of this being like, oh man, that's an intense promise to make to people on this feature that nobody was even asking for. But you're just throwing games at people when it's their birthday. Just weird. Just weird things. Maybe I'm taking it out of context. Maybe he inferred that it was something they were thinking about doing or something like that. But my point being, the greater point of it is, he said something to it, and I took out of it, that's what they're doing. That's the problem, is when you have interviews with people and you say stuff and you don't make it abundantly crystal clear what you're talking about, people will infer things. And when it comes to a big thing like that, it's another huge red flag city. And the happy birthday feature was never even done. And this company did a video, like, showing it off. Remember, happy birthday, Karen? Of all the names you could pick. Happy birthday, Karen. It was like, okay, that's a cool thing. I guess it's unique. Nobody really asked for that, but okay. What about the system? Like, when you're working on shit like that, it makes you think that everything else is done, and that's just like icing on the cake and the cherry on top. When they were doing that kind of stuff, when they should have been focused on the back end, the front end, putting the console together, buying the chipsets, like anything but that. It's just a weird thing to focus on and then make a video showing it off to people. And if I recall correctly, it's still up on the Intellivision, official Intellivision Amico YouTube channel. Let's check right now. Yep, it's still up on their channel right here. 1 year ago, 8,000 views. Intellivision Amico Holidays and Celebration.
Hey everyone, this is Tommy, and
what
during the
a
live
shit show!
chat
Like,
session,
get your shit together, man. If this has been cut, you need to private this video, because customers will be searching your channel and thinking that this is still accurate. Could you imagine Nintendo or Sony or Microsoft announcing a feature for their console and then scrapping it a year later, but then leaving it up and not saying anything about the video that's still up on their channel, and then through some third-rate YouTube channel announcing it to a group of dudes that support the system that a lot of people don't watch and don't know that it's been canceled, have no idea that maybe they were making their purchase decision or investment decision based off of information available to them on the official Intellivision YouTube channel? I think that's fair. This video needs to be taken down. It should not still be up. And finally, he asked what the most innovative use of the controller has been in any game. He froze for a long time, but eventually said it was Rigid Force Redux Enhanced. The innovative use? They put some animations on the controller screen and made the lights flash. That's another thing I thought was very strange with this entire unboxing is John says that one of the features of the system on the side, it has a box that checks saying like interactive lighting, which is true. It does have it. I've witnessed it myself. And he talks about it like that's one of the selling points of the system. But in my experience, I have not seen a reason for it or a use for it beyond just a generic reason, like your character select and you select it and the console turns that color for a second. Not really necessary for the price it costs to put that into it. Now, if there was like an innovative use for a game with the interactive lighting, then maybe, but it seems like one of those bells and whistles that was added on just to be like the Homer making the car thing. It's on The Simpsons. Like, yeah, I wanted to have a horn here, 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 and here. You can never find a horn when you're angry. Like that's Tommy when he's making a console. I want bells and whistles here, and lights here, and a gyroscope here, and birthday surprises for free games here, and just anything he thinks of, just puts it into it. And I'd like to take a step back from all of that and just be like, let's be real. What are people buying this for? And what's the use of the things that you're including with the console? Like, why would that be necessary, like an absolute necessity for someone to be like, okay, I'm buying the system because of X, Y, and Z? So that was the post by Gataroos for recapping what John Alvarado covered in the unboxing video. And I think this is very insightful. It gives us some really important details that were lacking from that unboxing video that created more questions than answers. There's a hell of a lot more stuff on Reddit to cover. If these videos do well, maybe I'll do this again. Let me know in the comments section below if you guys like this format or what you like. If you want more Amico, if you want less Amico, let me know. I enjoy covering this. I also enjoy covering other games and other consoles. I love gaming, and I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, You stay smashing.
Smash, change, smash, change, smash, change, smash, change, smash, change,